baby. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, I am alive and well, and 320 is here. Everything we once knew, everything we have learned has changed. Now we have to operate a little differently. They can change the mining game up on us all they want. They can try to destroy our metas, it doesn't matter. We will change how we do business once again and evolve. When Chris Roberts and all the other jabronis said we couldn't break 70k rocks on our own, we laughed our way to the bank. So let's get into it. Let's talk about 320's mining changes. From what I have gathered, it seems the rock's instability is the new enemy we have to conquer. It does seem like they have fixed the issue with the rocks dropping all the charge at random, and now it seems the larger the rock and the more the percent of tier 1 and 2 material, the more unstable the bastard will be. Most tier 2 rocks now have a much easier instability to deal with than the tier 1s. This will incentivize doing more Boreas runs and tier 2 runs. So what does that tell us? Well, for the small breaks and the sub breaks, the Arbor laser is going to be viable. The Bore Max is going to be an essential gadget. You know, only 3 lasers in the game lower the instability right now. The Arbor at 35%, the Impact at 10%, and the Lancet at 10%. The Lancet is so bad that we are obviously going to throw that option right out the window. Now on to the changes to rocks. They have also worked on the rock composition, making it so only a couple tier 2 elements can spawn in a single deposit type. This is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. So what has happened? They removed the other tier 2s from the RNG pool on a specific cluster type, and it gives us a much higher chance of finding tier 1 in quant. You know how when you come up to a cluster, they're all the same deposit type? Before, you had the chance of finding up to 5 different tier 2s in a single cluster. No more grab bag. This sounds like big money to the El Guapo. As for the lasers, it seems like the Hoff's reign as king is coming to an end. We will see a more varied setup to strip off of all the exploded moles we come across. So far though, with all the people popping rocks in the red, I'm not seeing any mole husks coating the surface of the moons yet, so at least it's not common for an overcharged rock to send you into orbit or destroy you anymore. Anything that adds the instability seems like it will be an issue unless you ensure you're putting a Bore Max on the rock. Using a Stampede, Optimum, or Lifeline module can also help, and the Focus 3 will be your new favorite module. It seems laser power and lowering the resistance is no longer the only factor you worry about, and instability seems to be the metric that affects us the most going forward. The 2 major issues I'm seeing with instability is the complete randomness when trying to counteract it, which seems to happen with bigger rocks, and the insane power spike I'm sure everyone has now experienced firsthand. That seems to happen when you try to put too much power into the rock and or when the server is going downhill. Gone are the days of always pushing power to 100 to break every rock. So get used to the idea of dropping power frequently and feathering the throttle to safely get the job done. It's possibly time for you to look into investing into some sort of throttle. El Guapo uses the NXT Gladiators from VKB with the left throttle set to my mining laser and the 3 top buttons set to my module slots. This gives me a much more precise level of control. Now, on to the part that people want the most, my current build. This is probably not going to be my meta build, but it's what I've been currently testing with and having a lot of success with. It is not an easy build. That will come later once I have it all figured out. But it has been getting the job done for me currently. My build goes something like this. Helix 2 for the big rocks, equipped with a Focus 3 module, a Surge module, and a Stampede module. Impact 2 with a Riger C3, a Surge, and a Stampede for the mid-sized breaks. And finally, the Arbor MH2 with a Focus 3 module and a Torn 3 for the sub-breaks. I'm sure I will end up moving some parts around at some point in the near future. Keep your eyes open for my easy mode meta and aggressive meta video coming soon. Now I have a message for King Jabroni himself, Chris Roberts. I'm back now. What level will you sink to next in your mission to destroy me and my people? Who knows? But frankly, Chris, your vendetta is getting a little embarrassing. You thought you were being slick dropping all these mining changes when I was out of the Stanton system on a top secret mission. I have eyes and ears everywhere, Chris. Good try. Now let's talk about another key change to mining: scanning. With 320, some changes to scanning completely broke the HUD and the way we used to scan. Now you're gonna have to hold the ping key down for half a second every time. They also copied the mining mode scanning system from the prospector and slapped it onto the mole. This doesn't actually let you mine from the pilot seat, it's just used to scan the initial rocks faster. You don't even have to click anymore. Now what I do is set my keybinds like this. When I approach the moon or my mining claim now, I just ping with my tab key. Then when I see the boxes, I press the V key to kick on the scanning mode just to look and see the RS signatures of the boxes. I then head over to the boxes and kick it into mining mode with the M key. This way is simple, just the way I like it, so feel free to steal my style. The final change I want to talk about in 320 is the necessity to move your mining laser in your optimal distance. In 320, it is vital that you understand how this works. You will now need to move your mining laser around while you are trying to give your rock power. Keeping the laser still can drop your charge level all the way down or slow it to a crawl. If you are gaining power a little too fast, you can use this to your advantage. Rocks still seem to have sweet spots, but moving the laser around once you find them is required. It is important to keep this in mind and control it. The optimal distance of the lasers is incredibly important in this patch. If you are too close, the rock will behave much more wildly and feel like it has a lot more instability. Once again, you can use this to your advantage. Get closer to get a little more power into the rock. Back off a little bit to get a calmer charge on it. Now for my final thoughts. I want to summarize the important things to remember this patch as simple as I can. Use focus modules if you are struggling with the window size. Learn how much power these rocks require, and do not try to hit 20k rocks with a strapped up helix. Utilize the Bormax gadget. If it's a 30 or 40k rock, you can get that done with the impact setup. 50k plus, it's probably best to be on the helix. Below 20k, you will have to get further away from your optimal distance on the impact to give it less power. If it's a big quant rock with lots of resistance, use the helix and be patient not to put too much power into it. 90% of your sub breaks are easy with the Arbor 2. Now you will have to feather the throttle and keep your power low until you know how the rock reacts and what makes it go up and down. Moving the laser is vital now. It is one of the biggest changes to mining they have added. To all my viewers and loyal disciples, follow my lead or fall behind. The skill gap just got raised and I'm going to set the bar once again. I'm going to be taking mining to a whole nother level as I master this new system. I look forward to seeing you all out in the black. I'm now going to ask you to press the like button, press the subscribe button, and share this with all your mining buddies. I would like to thank all of my supporters. Without you guys, I wouldn't have come this far and gotten so damn good. If you would also like to show your support, you can do so here. Check out my YouTube channel for other videos and content. I live stream most nights at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can see me in action there. You can join our cult of mining at the link in the description and on the screen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta get back to the grindstone, deciphering the mining codes once again to provide you with the absolute best mining setup for all of us solo mo miners. If you are lucky enough to catch a sighting of the El Guapo out there in the darkness, be sure to pop a flare for me. See you in the black.